Okay, Tyler, we're here with Matt Bubbenmoyer, who's the owner of Roots Catering, and I'm going to say it wrong, but I think it's, tell me your vineyard's name again.
Monterre Vineyards.
Right, and you're in Orfield. You're kind of unique with the catering service, and you were describing that you have a venue as well. So can you just kind of describe what's going on in your situation, whatever you want to say?
Sure, absolutely. It's definitely a little startling, getting the information that we are, and with the CDC recommendations of no gatherings over 50 people for the next 8 weeks. We're starting to get some clients call us and having some concerns. We've got about 35 weddings at our facility and another 30 catered events off premise. So we've got over 50 events coming up this year, and a lot of them are coming up early spring, late April, early May. So I've been fielding some emails and some calls from concerned clients and asking, what the plan is. We want to do best, what we can by them. But if we're being told, hey, you can't do this, you can't be open, we're going to have to look for, alternative dates and backups. But it's kind of a scary situation, especially in my business. January, February, March, it's slow season. We don't take events, and basically the whole wedding industry of the Lehigh Valley is for the most part non-existent that time of year. So we've got a lot of vendors, a lot of venues, a lot of caterers, a lot of companies that were planning to come out of the slow season right here into spring, and we're, basically saving up money for the whole year to get us through until the weddings start kicking off again in spring. And now all of a sudden, we don't know when they're going to continue. So for some of the smaller companies out there, I really know that some people are in some dire straits, kind of coming off of winter, spending their cash reserves to get them through. And now the money's not coming in the door.
Yeah.
So what are you telling people? What's the advice? Somebody has a wedding on, March 28th or April 4th, they got 200 people coming. What are you telling them? Like, hey, we can't do it. Like, can we move it? I mean, this is crazy because, this is their big day that they've been waiting for. But also there's the safety of, everybody too.
Absolutely. So in my particular circumstance, I'm kind of fortunate in this regard that I don't take weddings until April. That's the earliest that I start my season. And it's primarily for weather concerns. But I got to say, I'm kind of glad that I had that policy in place. But yeah, for the clients that are coming through, even in April, things are still up in the air for that month. So right now we're kind of taking it day by day, just fielding the information and direction as it comes out. And if we're able to follow through with those contracted dates, that's our intention. If for whatever reason we're not able to, then we're going to be looking at backup dates, and availability. And it's an unfortunate circumstance all the way around, and we want to be as flexible as possible with our clients, and we want to come through for them. But we're also a small family business, so we need our clients to work with us as well, and be understanding that the circumstances are out of our control. We're going to do the absolute best that we can to make good on everything. And right now, my recommendation is to reach out to your facility, talk to your vendors. Just see what kind of shape they're in, what, if anything, they're able to do for you to assist you, maybe come up with a backup plan or a backup date, and, kind of hope for the best at the moment, but prepare for the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was even talking to some bars today who I didn't even think about it, but they're like, hey, we bought all this beer for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
What are we going to do with it? These are things like in your industry and everything else where there's going to be so many ripples going out here that even to speculate now is just, futile because we don't know. And that's what's the scariest thing, I think.
The economic impact is going to be far reaching. We're going to be feeling this for a long time. And I saw a post the other day from a friend on Facebook, and she was a bartender, and, she's out of work. And, I absolutely, feel for her. And I understand the situation that creates on the personal level, especially your personal finances. And for those, who have to live paycheck to paycheck, and it's a very difficult circumstance. But I'm more concerned about the bigger picture, honestly, is that friend of mine might not have a job to go back to.
Right.
If this continues, so it's not just our friends who are servers and bartenders, but it's those business owners as well who, that there might not be work for them to return to if this goes on for months. It's going to be very damaging overall to the economy and definitely in our local environment as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a fear. People are kind of on edge. Is there any way, like, how do people kind of help you out in the meantime, or do you have everybody's offering gift cards and stuff like that, like reschedule dates? If there is something, are you offering what's going through your mind?
Well, I mean, I'm in a fairly unique business model because we're not open to the public or serving the public. So absolutely, I would encourage any and all patrons of restaurants. If you have a restaurant that you like to support, now is definitely the time to buy a gift certificate if you can afford to do so. That's certainly going to help their cash flow, help keep them afloat through the tough times. In my business, I don't really have gift cards. People, are welcome to inquire about purchasing gift cards towards other people's weddings, but the circumstances, we don't know that wedding may be next month. It may be 3 months from now.
Well, also on a little bit of a lighter note, now that those couples are engaged in quarantine, hopefully they make it to the wedding day. They just
by bad business. They all went home and they have to stay together. They're like, we're not calling off the wedding because of COVID. We're calling it off because I had to spend time with them.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, you saw the lines over at the Wine and Spirit the other day. So you never know what's going to happen when they're pent up for a couple of weeks with a bunch of there too.
Well, I also want to talk about, because we're talking to a lot of small businesses and how they're coping, and I don't want to give the concern is definitely for the safety of the public,
sure.
And we're focusing on small businesses because I think, and what I could tell through your concerns is. The small businesses being available when this is when we're past this is essential for us to not have a really hard time economically, right? So I don't want people to feel as though we're just pitching small businesses, hey, buy a gift card to keep small businesses afloat. I think you also have to understand the long-standing ramifications if those businesses do go away.
Absolutely. I mean, if you just look at the employment that small businesses provide for this region. Sure, Amazon warehouse probably employs as much as 50 small businesses, but those 50 small businesses are giving back to the community. They're employing people here. They're paying taxes here. There's a lot that goes into being a small business and being a pillar in the community. And losing those people and those businesses is for me, this is the scariest aspect of things. The economic recovery or the economic impact overall is one thing, but having people that have been parts of these communities for 20, 30 years, sometimes even generations, being upset and kind of uprooted from something like this is kind of crazy.
It's scary too that this happened. Like friends on Wednesday, I know who own bars. Not a big deal. And here we are on Monday, and they're talking maybe I'll lose my business. That's how quick this happened. It's a little bit scary. We only have about a minute left, so I want to make sure that if you want to give people, again, just information about your businesses, just so they can find out more.
Sure. So Monterre is our wedding and special events facility. We've been operating for over a decade in the Lehigh Valley. We're one of the 5-star rated reviewed facilities in the region. And our catering company, Roots Catering, started last year. We're a contemporary fresh catering company. We now offer a mobile kitchen facility that allows us to do large production for weddings and events pretty much anywhere around the valley. Nice. We just did some food service over at Safe Harbor this past weekend. Unfortunately, the Lehigh Valley Wine Trail events were canceled, but we kind of set up shop for the first time, and we're handing out food, and we'd love to be a part of the community and kind of represent our brand and help out where we can when we can.
Thank you. Cool. Well, thank you so much for reaching out to me and taking the time to talk with us. It really gives us more insight on what's going on. So stay safe.
Thank you. Good luck. Stay healthy.
Thanks, gents. Have a great day.
See ya.
Too.